Detective Comics number 956, James Tynion the fourth, or Tynion the fourth, and Marcio Takara on art. So this was the conclusion to this current arc with Cass as the focus. A lot more of her fighting Shiva with the rest of the team down in the sewers. Also, you got Daddy Kane trying to like get in there with his virus nanobot thingamajigs, try to kill everyone, and then realize, oh wait, no, Kate's not dead. Pull back, pull back. So there's that, and then there's a nice tease at the end for, you know, of course, a certain magical lady who might be appearing in the next arc.
I'm more than okay with that.
I'm sure you are. What do you think of the issue?
I thought it was pretty good. I had a few complaints in terms of structure, as well as, you know, just a lot of the characters felt like, well, what was their purpose in this? I know it was Cass's arc, but this is still a team book, and if you're going to have them around, I feel like they have to be doing something. It was most notable for me with Luke and Azrael. So they go off to defuse the bomb, and then Raz comes in, is like, right, I'll sell the bomb. And they don't really do anything.
That doesn't bother me so much. As much as I get it's a team book and they have to have stuff to do, it doesn't bother me that when there's a focus on one or two of them, that the rest are just there and being fighters or whatever.
I don't know, but it felt like they just shuffled them out of the way, and it's like, right, we'll catch up with them right at the end. They didn't really do anything. They didn't contribute to anything, really.
I tell you this though, I liked Clayface and Batwoman.
That was cool, yeah.
Yeah, Clayface like disguises them both as like League of Shadow Ninjas to like sort of blend in because some of them are waking up. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, this is going to be weird for you just as much as it is for me. And he like covers her in his own clay and like gives her a disguise.
I think that's why it bothers me more with Luke and Azrael, because, you know, we have these moments with Kate and Clayface, which is like, oh, this is great stuff. Even like they're not the focus of the issue; it's still Cass's story, but they have great moments. Whereas Luke and Azrael are just like, forget about them. We'll get back to them at some point. Yeah,
and Cass does beat Shiva. She beats her in a fight, which obviously is a big deal. It kind of rounds out the arc nicely because she couldn't do that at the start. But before Shiva gets carted off by Raz, Shiva does whisper something to Cass, which we don't get to hear.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll come up later.
I'm sure it will. But no, I don't actually have a whole lot to say about this show, because a lot of it was the fight between Shiva and Cass, and it was pretty well done. There was a lot of good momentum. There was a lot of oranges and reds and speed lines and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. A lot of close-ups on Cassie's eyes, which I really liked, especially when her face was like stained with blood, which I thought was a really nice little touch.
No, I agree, and it was nice just to see her eyes just in different directions, like, you know, because that's her whole thing. She reads people, so just to see the subtleties of just her eyes, you know, taking it in, it works a lot for me.
Yeah, I agree, because her eyes do a lot more of it than for anyone else, because she doesn't speak that much.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's cool. No, and obviously we end in the tease where it's like, oh, you know, once upon a time I tried to use, you know, Batman's like, once upon a time I tried to use magic. Raz used it against me, so we have to get someone who can do something with magic. Basically, is what it ends on. And we know Zatanna's coming to the team, so this is just a nice little setup for it.
Yeah, I also saw the next. It says spoiler alert. So
yeah,
finally she's coming back.
I mean, she's really only been missing for one arc, but of course that's like 3 months, so it's like,
yeah. It's felt like a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, let's get Spoiler back. Let's get Steph back on the game.
So Steph and Zatanna. That's like, this is perfect.
Yeah, so that's cool. I thought it was a fine conclusion. I like this arc as a whole. I really liked what it's done with Cass. It's probably my favourite arc of the book so far.
Yeah.
In a weird way, this issue is probably one of the more least interesting ones to talk about, just because it just kind of wrapped things up. She won the fight.
It did exactly what it expected to do, yeah.
But no, I've really enjoyed this arc. It is most lately my favourite of the 3 major arcs so far. There's obviously a couple of little things in between them, but
I think I might agree, although the drastic art shift in the middle might detract from it overall as an arc.
Yeah, which is funny because we complained about when that shift happens, but we didn't really complain about it in this issue in the last one because it was just a new art style. Like, at this point,
it's a tonal shift that happens so drastically in the middle of a story that I'm not sure overall. You know, you sit down and read this as a trade, it might feel a little bit distracting.
Yeah, yeah. But story's on point. Detective still firing on all cylinders. If anything, it's getting better. It's actually really funny that this started stronger than Batman, but both this and Batman have both consistently seemed to improve as they've went along.
Yeah, it's also interesting. Obviously, that when we were setting up the League of Shadows stuff early on, it seemed like that was going to be like a big end game maybe for the series. Whereas it's like, nah, clearly that was just the beginning.
Yeah, there's something bigger. Raz is involved in something. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Obviously, Shiva seems to know something. This whole magic thing is coming into play. There's clearly a lot going on that he's setting up. And it doesn't feel like we're even late into the run. It feels like this is still early.
This feels like
setting
maybe like end of Act 1.
Yeah, if that even.
If that, yeah. I mean, that I might say that more after magic's involved and that's established.
Yeah.
And go from there.
Which is great, because I am all for this being a nice long run that takes up a couple of omnibuses on the shelf once it's done.
Yep, that's perfectly fine by me.
What did Matt think? Alright, Detective Raz is a slippery snake. Tynion. He's phonetically put in like how he wants me to pronounce Tynion. He's put in Tynion. Is writing the kind of Batman book I love, and it reminds me of Morrison's in a weird way. Cass is great, is a great character, and gets even more awesome moments in this one. Ulysses, though, dude needs to be locked up. Also, in all caps, magic.
Yeah. No, he's right on Ulysses.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That guy is creepy, although he did kind of have a point when he was talking to Daddy Kane. He was like, you're going to abandon our entire plan just because your daughter might survive a probably lethal stab wound.
Yeah, but...
And, from Kane's typical military attitude, he's in the right there.
Yeah, but that just shows you Kane's bias and Kane doing anything for his daughter, despite all of his weird like logics and his loyalty to his cause.
Yeah, he has a line, and that line is Kate.
Yeah, she is his kryptonite.
One could say that, yes.